Hi everyone, welcome to MailSoftly YouTube channel. So today we have a very distinguished guest. Mike is with us. Hi Mike, how are you?
Hey, it's so good to see you again, Alkin. I met Alkin at a networking event. We connected immediately, and this is one of the many results of it. So thank you for having me, Alkin.
Right. And just a brief kind of summary. So how we work together with Mike. Mike is one of our business partners in MailSoftly. He has an extensive experience in AI, also in public speaking, and also like a lot of video production. And we are very happy to have him today. So today's topic is going to be about so how we can leverage AI, especially for kind of doing follow-ups and building meaningful connections. So here is the title is Think Like a Headliner, actually. So let's start with this idea, Mike, if you will. So what
Sure.
is headliner? What does it mean?
Well, I've worked with people like Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Grant Cardone, headliners, big stars, right? And I've also worked in the agency industry, and I spent, just to give you an example, over $50,000 a year in USA Today classified ads. Now, in a classified ad, the whole key is the headline. It's short, but if you have a great headline, then they want to know more. So they contact you, they reach out. So that's what really the play on words of being a headliner is about what is the subject matter in your email. That's what is key, because if you don't have a great headline that makes somebody open the email, a terrible thing happens. Nothing. Right.
Right.
So you've got to have the great headline. That's why it's so beautiful what you're doing with AI, to have basically the smartest brain in the world to help you to understand your market and what you need to say to grab people's attention, so they open your email, read it, and connect with you and become engaged.
Right. Yeah. So very important, of course, headliner. And especially when it comes to emails, as you said, the first thing that we see is subject line. And other things that we see, of course, who is sending this email, right? So the name of the person, we see the subject line, we see a preview text behind the email without, if you didn't open it, still we can see some preview, very like brief summary of what this email is about. And also if we have like, if you just put some attachments, we also see them before opening. So those are the things that actually kind of email receivers will decide to open the email or not. And of course, opening email one thing, and then reading it and the content of the email just comes later. But first, of course, we need to convince the kind of our recipients to open our email, which is very important. And today's topic is, okay, so how we can use AI to just help on that, and also like how AI is shaping right now both the kind of email industry, but also in general, all the sectors are right now reshaped by AI. And also, maybe you may want to talk about this. As we know, the White House initiative, that $500 billion initiative on AI investment, is on the way in the US, which is very important. And the US want to be kind of the leading, of course, leader of AI revolution in the world, which I think we are doing pretty good job right now as a country. But of course, we have rivals. All others are maybe catching up. So what are your thoughts on this AI, and how it affects to our businesses, and how we can kind of make sure that we are not just behind in this race, I would say.
I think the key is to understand that this is $500 billion with a B, and that it is a tsunami wave that is coming. And if you don't prepare for that, it's about community readiness, company readiness, personal readiness for the tsunami that is coming. Think of it like grabbing a surfboard and riding on the wave instead of being buried under the water and being drowned by it and lost in it. So that's why it's very, very important to prepare now and begin your AI education. And speaking of email, what a beautiful way to learn about AI and what's coming right in your inbox. So you're learning about email marketing and you're also learning about AI right inside of your inbox in the comfort of your home. So I've been studying email. My mentor, the way I learned direct response token was I had a genius mentor who taught me how to use junk mail as a teacher. So he would spread out all of his junk mail on the garage floor, go up on a 6-foot tall ladder, look down on it to see what was, what he was responding to, what he liked, what he didn't like, what was kind of a stupid mistake to avoid, right? And that's the way I treat email ever since I learned that. I look at every email I get as a learning opportunity. What do I like? What subject turns me on? What turns me off? So I actually study my email every day to see what's current. How are people marketing to me? What messaging do they want to send me? So every time I look at my email, some people, don't like email. Some people don't like advertising, but they still watch TV. Okay. And so, I don't care if you like email or not, it works.
Right.
Bottom line, use it. Who cares if you like it? If other people use it, because it works.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we are also being asked a lot about if email is dead or not. And then our answer is generally, you know what? So, for instance, you go to DME, you go to a bank. Do they ask your Instagram account, Facebook account, or your email?
Yeah.
So this is a kind of a universal, communication, which is gonna be around foreseeable future, I would say. And that's definitely, we need to have email system, and we have our emails, of course, because it's just a, universal communication protocol, like like phone number. So phones will also be around. So
Let me make one more point, not
sure.
to interrupt you, but email is absolutely the most persistent and long lasting from the day the World Wide Web was introduced. The first thing that happened was email. And people are going, what's email? That was really the very first thing that came out of a useful part of the World Wide Web, and it's still persisting. So you have to look at what is the longest lasting thing in terms of a marketing vehicle for online marketing than email. It's proven and it's stuck because it still works.
Right. At the end of the day, it's just like postal service, post service, but electronic, right?
Right.
You need to have
Right.
an address in real life. You have your home address, your work address, and email is your electronic address, which is gonna be, there, stationed, and permanent, I would say. Most
If
of
somebody asked you for your home address at a networking event, you'd go, wait, let me give you my email address. Right.
Yeah, definitely. So this is interesting. So because a lot of people right now, when and kind of revolution. So right now, this is an AI revolution happening, and of course, people like to just kind of come with some conspiracy theories about it, and also wanted to kind of speculate about the kind of traditional ways of doing anything. So email is one of them. So they of course say that, okay, so email maybe is that, And also AI, with AI, email just loses its kind of, effectiveness, because AI agents can just generate emails, unrelated emails, etc., etc. So these are all true, by the way. But at the end of the day, what's happening in the when you come to the email service provider side? So email service providers like Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo. So these guys try to kind of clean the inboxes. Okay, so that's they are just try to segment the emails not just as spam, but right now, like, it's promotions, it's updates, it's something else, whatever. So they are trying to just keep the emails organized for people, so that people can just manage their kind of messaging and etc. So with this challenge, so this is a challenge actually, when it comes to businesses, right? Because as a business, as as a business owner, what you need to what you want is, actually, when you send an email, you want them to be in the inboxes of your recipients, rather than, you don't want them in spam folder, that's for sure. But you also don't prefer to be in other kind of like newsletters or promotions. Those are things you want to be seen. So and this is kind of a challenging. So that's where AI also can help. So how AI can help? I'm not talking about generating, like subject lines and etc. with AI. What I'm talking is actually with AI, with MailSoftly AI too. So what we do is, actually, we analyze the emails, your subject lines, your content, and everything. And also we see that their deliverability, their open rates and click rates, whichever is more effective, then AI learns, okay, so this type of, like, subject lines, this type of, like, maybe email previews helps a lot more. So in your next email writing experience, AI tool just recommends that, okay, use this, use that, in order to be kind of your emails to be open more, and also hopefully to be in the inboxes of your recipients. So AI is not just used for generation, like content generation, but also AI is used for analysis, effective, which kind of practices are more effective when it comes to your kind of email activity, and then suggests you in your next journey, while you're writing a new email. It just suggests you, okay, so these are the things that was effective. That's most, maybe that's more powerful than just creating, coming up with content, because right now it just learns the way you operate and the way your kind of interaction with your audience, how it went before, and then it just adjusts your practice accordingly. I think this is very powerful. So what are your thoughts on this, Mike?
I'm glad you asked, because I always look at the human part of it. That's the bottom line. Robots don't buy anything from us. People do. And so that's why I love networking events. Now, for example, folks, I have been to Alkin's office. We have met in person. Okay. I know Alkin as a person. I invited Alkin to attend our Lafayette Chamber of Commerce networking event. Okay. He came, he met other people. I know Alkin is real. This is becoming more and more important in the era of AI, is networking. Okay. So that you can know who you're talking to. Now, the real opportunity for me, the easiest way to make money with email is go to networking events, be real, meet people, get engaged, and then follow up. That's the key. AI is great, and it does have to come down to the human being, because if you can't get your message inside of someone's mind. So I love to teach AI scrolling with the AI Super Campus, so people can find what's of interest to them. and then be able to communicate with them through checking in and following up. Now, one of the hot topics that people are interested in is AI. So not only using AI to generate the subject, but using your capability and expertise in AI to check in and follow up about AI. So, in other words, as a networking friend, because I think business networkers are one of the keys to keeping AI honest and ethical and real. And so, we're going to have to fight off the fakery that can be done. So, it's all about your purpose and what what's in your heart and what's in your mind and how you can super serve people with AI and not be taken advantage of by AI. And that's why I think networking is so important. And I think it's going to become vitally important in the future because there's going to be just an ocean of AI generated. I look at AI bots almost like a bubble machine. It like a kid, it just puts out bubbles of content that don't mean anything and aren't really connected to a person. So I think networking is vital.
Right, right. And it just reminded me to this concept called like attention economy, right? So attention economy right now is maybe the most important thing because when you think about it, so we spend time on, I mean, people right now spend more time on the in front of their screens and right, the computer or like mobile
Right.
devices, etc. So we are all over there, and when you just look at, okay, so what platforms are people spending time on? When you look at it, of course, social media right now, streaming, like platforms like YouTube, other platforms. So people are there. So it's just becoming increasingly more
Yeah.
difficult to grab the attention of people. And to your point, when you have like networking, when you just do networking, actually, okay, so you're just grabbing some attention from these people. You may just want to become friends. Maybe you're becoming friends, and then conversation begins. But again, to constantly, again, grab their attention, you need to follow up. You need to just make sure that you got to remind yourself. Otherwise, they're just gonna forget. Not because you're not interesting and whatever, but they're bombarded with a lot of from different angles to grab their attention. So that's why email follow up is very, very important. So that's how you constantly, just remind yourself, your business, your kind of you as a person, so to just to grab one part of their maybe business life. So when you just start working with someone, for instance, actually what you just do is you can just grab some of their time, right? So you are exchanging some, maybe they're just paying you and then you're giving some value with your product and services. But when you look at it, so you also exchange some time together. So this is the most important thing. So if you can expand this time spend on your product and services, your actual business grows, right?
Yeah.
So and unfortunately, it's a constant war between products, services, to just grab the attention of their kind of audience. So that's why actually email platforms are very important. Of course, you don't want to be like overwhelm. You don't want to overwhelm your audience. So that's why is actually AI can help with segmentation. So you can segment your audience, and then you can tailor your messages specific to these segments rather than blasting to everyone the same kind of message. You can just send them very direct, very personalized. Maybe you can just mention the event that you met with them or any other things that you can again like manage using MailSoftly. You can just put some interesting tips and tricks, some information there, and then you can mention this automatically in MailSoftly. So that's the thing. So people want to see personalized messages. They don't want to see like mass spam prey kind of messaging, but rather they want to just see, okay, so this guy just made his homework actually to search for me, to just to just create some meaningful messaging. Although this message may be constructed by AI, again, doesn't matter. What matters is that, again, coming up with kind of mentality is again something. So people want that. So that's another thing. So what do you think about this attention economy, and how we can just adjust ourselves as business owners?
I'm going to tell you one of the most important things that you're going to hear in this podcast right now. If you are sitting and watching this podcast, you're looking at two men who are talking. We're not doing a show. We're just talking back and forth. You could be listening to this while you're out taking a walk. And that's why I focus on podcast listening, Alkin. I encourage people, don't sit and listen to this podcast. We're just two guys talking. This is about theater of the mind and radio. You can learn so much more while you're in a place doing something you love doing, getting healthy. In Zoom meetings, they say sitting is the new smoking. When I'm on Zoom meetings, I'm always on my recumbent bike as I'm on a meeting. I refuse to just sit for hours and hours and hours. It's just not a good way to reach the person. So you get them where the joy is in the doing. Maybe they're skiing, maybe they're walking, maybe they're jogging, maybe they're riding their bike, maybe they're at the park with their kids, maybe they're watching a baseball game or driving. That's why we want to encourage people to use podcast listening on the go. So you're learning about MailSoftly. You get an email update and you go, oh, there's a new podcast. I check out MailSoftly. Now Now I take my phone, I plug it in, put my ear pods on, go out for a healthy walk. I'm breathing, I'm having fun, I'm living my life, and I'm enjoying myself. And we are reaching people in a very unique way that other people are not using. So this is a powerful 1-2 punch. Email and talk about a podcast, deliver a podcast like this. You can get as much benefit out of listening to Alkin and me talking about it and go, wow, when you get back, I've got to sign up for MailSoftly right now. So I'll give you a tip. Click on the link right below this video and grab a podcast, take it for a walk, take it where you really are doing something you love doing, because the joy is in the doing, and this is about your life, and that's what we want to help. This is about the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the American dream, and tapping into that $500 billion wave that's coming.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so to wrap up, so we are just coming to the end of the podcast. So just to briefly explain, what we do in MailSoftly, maybe we can just talk a little bit about it. So in MailSoftly is actually built for grow your audience, engage your users, and grow your business. So the main idea is this. So we help this by doing kind of giving email marketing, SMS marketing, email automation, AI, of course, so that at the end of the day, the main topic is here. Our mission in MailSoftly is to be able to help you grow your audience and engage your audience, meaning that send them like meaningful messages, tailored messages. Again, it's going to be difficult. So maybe you don't know how to do it effectively. So that's why we implement a lot of AI inside of the platform. And then it's not just the platform, and it's not just a tool actually. So we have an ecosystem, as you see here. So we have Mike, we have other business partners who wants to just talk about this like AI and the kind of most up-to-date tips and tricks, actually tips, so that you can just have more success in your business. So at the below, you can just see the MailSoftly sign up link. It's for free. You can just sign up for free. You can use the platform. Also, you will have like announcements regarding our like podcast like this, and you will also be able to work with Mike, and his services is also like great. So we are enjoying it a lot in the Bay Area. Actually, he has a very extensive network, and I will love it. Yeah, so that's my kind of last sentences. And yeah, Mike, what do you want to say?
Okay, I specialize in value comparison selling. And that's how I've helped my clients sell hundreds of millions of dollars of products and services, even when they came to me as a miserable failure. I turned them around by teaching them how to use a value comparison. Now, you have a digital marketing agency built right into MailSoftly. So if someone is a digital marketing agency, or if someone wants to be as effective as a digital marketing agency on their own, I have to tell you, to compare what you have to offer to MailSoftly. Yesterday, I talked to a digital marketing franchise company, and right off the bat, they told me right up front, it's $50,000 for a franchise for digital marketing, $50,000. If you are already an agency, then it's only $5,000, okay? Plus a $1,000 setup fee. And I say that, folks, to compare the value of signing up for free with MailSoftly. So it's kind of like if you don't open that door to look inside MailSoftly and see what's inside, you could be passing up a $50,000 opportunity or even a $5,000 or $6,000 opportunity. And most importantly, the cost of the business that you are losing by not taking advantage of it. And most importantly, if you are not checking in and following up after networking events, you are just leaving everything on the table. And I put on big networking events. The other thing is, as a testimonial for Alkin, he is kind, he is patient, he is knowledgeable, he will help you, he will guide you and support you. The number one thing we all need in our hero's journey to where we want to go is a guide who will help us, especially in the era of AI. So I hope you will join us in our journey with MailSoftly and sign up today. So Alkin, thank you for inviting me. I hope I was able to help.
Thank you, Mike. It was great. Thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate it. And happy to see you again here in this podcast.
Always good to see you, my friend. That smiling face, I love it.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks, Alkin.
Thank you. Bye.